Today we'll be looking at a spider. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel Kazzalistic, and hi to my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me. So today we'll be looking at this little guy, little spider, 8 legs. I'm not a fan of spiders, so this has been a challenge for me. So I apologise for any of you though that suffer from arachnophobia. Hopefully it's cute enough that it's not triggering you off too much. That's what he looks like. As you can see, he's got bent legs. He does stand. I can't do it on my hands just because he's so wide, and it just but if I stand it on the sofa or worktop or something, it does actually stand up. So the pattern I've used is actually a pattern by Lucie Coates, who is also here on YouTube. So I will link both her pattern and her channel down in the description box. I'll also link her channel in the end screen, so you'll see her little round circle pop up as well as mine at the end. So the pattern, I think she's called it Sid in the end. So it's Sid the Spider. So that's what the pattern is, Sid the Spider. It's a really nice, easy pattern. Obviously, being spiders, there is 8 legs, so you do have 8 repetitions, obviously. But aside from that, yeah. And this is the first time I don't think, apologies Lucy if you're watching, I haven't actually sent you a photograph of this. But this is what it looks like finished. I was one of Lucy's testers for the pattern, and I forgot to send her a photo of it finished, so sorry about that, Lucy. I was just there's been a lot going on in my life. So yeah, it's called Sid the Spider, so I'll link the pattern down in the description. I have got a rough copy, but like I said, this is a testing pattern, so it's a very rough copy that I've got, so I don't really want to put that on camera because obviously it shows anything that I've corrected. So hook sizes you will need a 5mm and a 3mm. 5mm is for the body, 3mm is for the legs. Put those out the way. Okay, so for the main body, the yarn I've used was yarn donated by Sian, so I'll link her channel down below as well, so thanks Sian. I don't know if I've ever shown this one on camera. This was some yarn that she sent me quite early on into our friendship, and I wasn't really doing yarn hauls at that point, so I don't even know if I've shown this on camera before, but it's Sirdar Snuggly Snowflake Chunky. Now I've gone off pattern to what Lucy recommended because I've literally just used what was in my stash. So they're 25 gram balls, which is 62 meters, 68 yards, 100% polyester, and the shade was 0715. Right there. And it's just kind of a textured yarn basically. Quite easy to use. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't start with that, just because it's harder to see your stitches. So that's what I've used for the body. The body is basically a sphere shape, so you start making a circle. You do your basic increases like you would for normal amigurumis. You have a few rows of straight single crochets. This is all single crochet, which is US terms, or double crochet for the UK. And then as you work your way down, there's some obviously decreases, so it'd be single crochet 2 together or double crochet 2 together for in the UK. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Stitch it, stuff it and stitch it and stuff it. I think I possibly could have done with stuffing the body a little bit more. It's a bit more squishy than I would have liked, but it's all trial and error. For the eyes and for the lime colour on the legs, I have mixed my fibres with this, and I apologise for the background noise. I put the washing machine on a little while ago and forgot I was recording. I had a little silly moment there, so I apologise. I hope it's not too distracting. So the lime colour is Mariner Double Knit. This is out of my own stash. The colour is C-026 Lime. The code may have changed because this is an older label that I've got now. I've had this for quite a good couple of years. I didn't use a whole ball. This was already half a ball before I even started, so it was quite a small amount that I've used. Obviously you see there's yarns left over with all the parts that I've used. And then for the sort of black and grey stripes on the leg, I've used ice yarns. This was donated to me by Pearl, so thanks Pearl if you're watching. So it's an ice yarn. It's called Light. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I'm sure somebody will correct me, but there we go. And it is 15% alpaca, 10% viscose, 10% wool, 65% acrylic, 50-gram ball, which is 85 metres. And as you can see, I haven't used all of it. I've got a fair bit left over. Now, the only difficulty with mixing yarns, although this is basically a double knit yarn, and so is this, Mariner yarns, as much as I love them, do tend to be on the slightly thinner double knit size than any other brand. You know what it's like when you've got, because Mariner's very, very cheap. So unfortunately it is a little bit thinner. So I have got some gaps. It's more gappy on my line bits on my legs than it is on the grey. So but you know, this was a test piece, so you can see it's probably, well, that's going to come up on camera, but it is a little bit more gappy on the lime colour than it is on the sort of grey colour. So for the legs, it's very, very simple. Yeah, basically you start with, I think it was a magic loop. So if you don't like magic loop, yeah, both the body and the legs start with magic loop. So if you don't like magic loop, then this definitely isn't a project for you. Could always change it for chains and do it up that way. So you start at the bottom of the legs, you work 3 rounds in each colour all the way up the legs. At the end of each third row, you add an extra stitch in the colour that you're doing, and that's basically just to ensure that you get a nice straight colour sequence up the back of the legs. When you're halfway up the legs, and it does say in the pattern when to start doing it, you actually create the knee joint, which is very, very simple. In the middle of the row you do, on the first row you do 3 half double crochets. This is in US terminology. Then the next row you do 3 double crochets, US terminology, and then the following row you do 3 half doubles, and this is in the centre of the leg, and that creates the knee joints. It's very, very simple. So if you're in the UK, that is half trebles and trebles, and then just carry on working, doing 3 rows of each colour in single crochet US terms, double crochet UK, and that's it. And then you just have to stitch them to the body. I did get a little bit fatigued by the time I'd done 6 legs. I did get a bit fatigued, because spiders are not my favourite thing in the world anyway. I'm sure there's lots of you out there that feel the same as I do about spiders. However, I was kind of cursing, why do they have to have 8 legs, why couldn't they have 6? But I did push on through and get it finished. So yes, so for the eyes, you basically just do 2 rounds of single crochet. I just got to remind myself, you use the 3mm hook for the eyes as well. So it's a magic circle, and you basically do 9 single crochets. Lucie, I hope I'm not giving away too much. I hope that's okay with you. I tell a lie, it was 1 round. I thought it was 2. It's 1 round of single crochet, and you add the safety eye in the middle. Now the safety eye is a 12mm. Now I actually had to make 3 of these circles, because my first attempt, I actually found secured the circle, weaved in my ends, then tried to push the eye through, and it was too tight. So that's something to just be aware of. So I would recommend pushing your safety eye through your line section before you stitch up your ends, and then obviously you can attach the backs as you go along. Obviously you attach the backs of the eyes before you finish stuffing and sealing up and decreasing and all that stuff, like you would for a normal amigurumi. So the head is also worked from the top down, so you stitch up at the bottom. So there's quite a bit of sewing, obviously, because you've got 8 legs, and obviously you've got to sew up the body. It's mainly the legs that, although it didn't actually take me too long, because obviously there's only 9 stitches in each round, so it was fairly quick to do. Position was a little bit tricky, but I've got it reasonably even. It's not perfect, but I've tried to get them as even as I can. Yeah, so it's a really quite simple pattern. If you're okay with colour changes, this shouldn't phase you too much, but of course you could always do the legs in just one colour if you wanted to give the pattern a go, but you're not comfortable with colour changes. You could work the legs in one colour, and that would still work fine. Yeah, so I've tried to get this as near as Lucie's design as I could, because she had lime legs and lime and black legs. I think, I can't remember, her body was a bit more of a purpley colour than sort of, slightly different colour to mine anyway. Mine's more of a sort of, well, that colour, burgundy colour, isn't it? I'm trying to think of the word. So Lucie actually used, for her pattern, she used for the body, she actually used Sirdar Touch, but she does say in the pattern you can use an equivalent yarn, which is what I've basically done. And then green and black in double knit yarn. So she's not too specific the yarns you can use. So there's lots of flexibility. You can do it in whatever colours you choose. But I think it's super cute, even for a spider. I hate the things with a passion. Needless to say, I won't be keeping this. I don't celebrate Halloween. I never have done. That's partly the way I was raised, partly my beliefs. Please don't think I'm being judgmental, because I'm not. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. But I know a lot of you celebrate Halloween, so I thought this would be kind of cool for a decoration, because we're now into the Halloween month. So we're going to be doing things with a little bit of a spooky theme, but they'll still probably be quite cute like this. Nothing scary, I promise. Yeah. So this will be going off to Woolly Hugs. Many of you know that Woolly Hugs is a charity that I support here in the UK. I will link it the Facebook group and the website down in the description box, so you can check out more details if you want. So this will be going off to the Belarus Christmas Hugs project. I figured probably a little boy might like this. You know, boys and their bugs, don't they? So I'll be sending this off for the Belarus Christmas Hugs project, so that will be going off to a child that basically won't have anything else for Christmas other than the toys that this project is donating. So that's where that will be going. So as much as I hate spiders, it's going off for a good cause. So that's a fairly quick one today, just because it's a simple pattern to explain. It's not complicated. Fairly good one if you've done a couple of amigurumis, you want to have another go at something. It's quite a good pattern to sort of go from beginner into intermediate with. But it is quite a simple pattern. So great job, Lucie, well done, and congrats on doing another pattern. She's ahead of me now. She just seems to be able to create them. I need a lot more inspiration. Lucie's very much more creative in that respect than I am. So I apologise because my washing machine's about to go into spin. Didn't time this very well. Life update, there really isn't much to tell you. I've been a little bit unwell the last few days. I do have an ongoing health problem that I'm not discussing on camera, and I won't be discussing on camera for quite a while. I know what the issue is, but I'm waiting for more tests and bits and bobs going on. So I've been quite unwell the last few days since I did my last video. Got quite a bit of crocheting done, which, so it's not all a bad thing. So I've just been resting as much as I can. It has affected my mood a little bit. For those of you new to the channel, I suffer from depression and anxiety. So my depression has been playing up just very mildly. Please don't panic, I'm fine, I'm managing it. Just have the odd moment where I might burst into tears for no apparent reason. That's part of how depression works. I think it's just because you've not been feeling well, and just makes you feel a bit down, doesn't it? But I'm absolutely fine. So please don't worry about me. Please don't ask me questions about my health. Obviously I want to keep that private for the time being. As and when things are sorted out, then I will probably talk about it on camera, but I won't be talking about it until such reach that point. Yeah, so not much else going on other than a few appointments here and there, partly for me and my friends, partly for animals in our life, vets and things. Nothing much to report really, so it's all quite quiet here. Yeah, so that's it for the life update. Sorry, it's a bit boring, but life can be boring, you know, chores, washing up, you know, it's not exciting, is it? But I am a normal woman, so that's what we do. And I'm a full-time carer, so, you know, obviously that's a big part of my life, so it's quite mundane, a lot of things, so I don't always have exciting things to tell you, but hey, I'm sure most of you out there will understand that. The next video, I'm not too sure what it's going to be. I actually have 3 Halloween-y type projects on the go, so it's really just I keep putting one down, picking up another, because I'm having crochet attention deficit disorder going on at the minute. I can't seem to settle on one project and completely finish it. I am very much skipping from project to project to project. I think it's partly because I get bored very quickly, partly because with depression and anxiety you have concentration problems, so that's often an issue with me. So I've got 3 projects on the go, so that will cover us for obviously the rest of this week and next week, and I'm not sure which it will be. One is another amigurumi, one will be clothing, and I'm trying to think, oh yeah, one is clothing, and one is sort of clothing, but you could use as a costume piece for a child. So I've got 3 different things on the go. Lots of black yarn, because obviously Halloween and everything is sort of black and orange, isn't it? So black yarn is not good when the nights are drawing in, but I have a craft light thankfully, so I've been managing. So I don't know which of the 3 it's going to be, so that's going to be as much a surprise to me as it is for you, because it depends what I get done in the next few days. Next week I do have quite a busy week, so I may only do 1 video next week, it may be the usual 2, it just depends on how much I get finished at the weekend, whether I'll be able to do both, but I'll update you more about that at the weekend on the next video. Sorry this one's gone up a bit late, like I said, hadn't been too well, and yeah, I just needed to regroup and sort myself out. I'm sure you'll appreciate my health comes first. So that's it for today. Sorry it's a bit of a short video, but it wasn't a overly complicated thing to explain. Lucie's patterns are always lovely and simple, so that's one thing I can really recommend about Lucie's patterns. Yes, so hope you're all okay wherever you are in the world. Yeah, we've had this Las Vegas shooting, isn't it? Just despicable. I don't know what's wrong with people. I can say my thoughts and prayers with everybody, which they are, but it just, you know, it's that cliche thing that we all do, isn't it? But my heart is genuinely very upset about it. I'm not even going to get into the gun law thing, because here in the UK gun laws are very, very tight. That's not to say we haven't had mass shootings, because we have in the past. Yeah, so if you're directly affected, because you never know who's watching, if you are directly affected, I'm so sorry, and please look after yourself. Please make sure you get the help that you need and deserve, because PTSD is a real thing, and that's one thing that's concerned me about those people that have survived. How are you wherever you are in the world? I hope you are all well, or if you're not, that you're able to manage your symptoms and keep upbeat. It's so important to stay positive, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to cut it off here before the washing machine goes completely berserk. Do apologise for the background noise. That is not normal for my videos. I just had a bit of a brain fog moment, put the washing machine on, realised I was then going to record, so sorry about that. I hope it hasn't interfered with the video too much. I can't always tell till I go to edit. So that's it for today. So I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world, and remember, until next time, to stay well, happy crafting, and remember, until next time, to stay true to yourself. Bye.